Forget about ISIS. Forget about all the
You'll know
extremist
them
elements.
by their fruits, the ones that execute people on the video and
I don't
eat
agree
their
with that.
liver out.
Yeah.
Vast swathes of Iraq and Syria have been taken over by extremist people.
So can I ask you a question?
Calling
Can I ask you a
themselves,
question?
ask me anything.
ISIS go and terrorize Syria, Iraq, everywhere. Why don't they come here to terrorize people here, or in Europe,
Well,
or
there have been attacks.
why are they going to kill their own people if they are really Muslims?
There have been terrorist attacks in all these countries that you
You're
mentioned.
talking nonsense, my friend.
There have been
Absolute nonsense.
Keep going.
The ISIS are attacking the Muslims. The Muslim children are getting bombed daily. And you're telling me they're Muslims? I believe that they're Israelis. I believe they're American CIA. I believe they're doing this for political gain, starting unnecessary wars. Everyone with knowledge and common sense will know this. And there is even proof about it. But no one talks about it.
You've got a little knowledge. A little knowledge is dangerous.
Brother,
A little knowledge
you
is
cannot
dangerous.
mess around with the name of Islam and the Muslims. All of these people are Muslims. Who's ISIS here? All of these Muslims here. Who's killing who here? Huh? That's nonsense. You're talking nonsense. That's the
Sir,
truth.
what I'll say to you, if you let me,
Well, there's one guy
respond.
called Suleiman who supports them. I just wanted to say. You know Suleiman?
This is collusion. There were British operatives in the IRA who did certain things, who turned people in. There was always collusion. I'm not saying there won't be Israeli forces within ISIS. They allowed them to train in the Golan Heights. They patched them up and gave them medical equipment. I'm sure they gave them
Are you
weapons
telling me
as
there
well.
was no political, political influence with the IRA?
I'm saying there is.
There you go.
But
So
I'm
with
saying
ISIS,
I'd
is
be
there
very
political
naive
influence?
to say no one in Ireland was in the IRA.
No.
They are not Irish.
No
one would believe me. Now, what
ISIS
you have,
is ISIS, right?
what you
but
have,
are they Muslim? That's the question.
I'm
Are they
saying
Muslim?
there are many people within ISIS who regard themselves as Muslim. I don't see them as a
How
representative.
do you know? Have you met them?
I've met people who support them, yes.
No,
I have.
have you met the ISIS
Now, look,
fighters?
there's a broad spectrum of extremism in the Middle East.
Right.
There is Jaish al-Fatah, there is Jabhat al-Nusra, there is the Free Syria Army. There is a broad spectrum of opinion. And at the extreme end, you have ISIS.
Right.
And ISIS is the buzzword that everyone's latching onto. ISIS, ISIS, ISIS.
I'll give you one
there
question.
are many extremist Islamic factions
One
in
question.
the Middle East.
Have you
that
ever sat down with them personally, not with their supporters, not with their fans? Have you sat down with them and found out their agenda? Who's paying them? Who's funding them? Why are they doing it? Have you done that?
No, wait.
As we've mentioned.
Akhi, I'll tell you straight.
You
I
said,
don't have to
no,
do
wait,
it.
You said extremist.
We know what's going
Just
on.
come to one side, bro, if you don't mind, because you're blocking.
You said extremism, yeah?
Yeah.
Now you said Jaish al-Fath are extremists.
For example.
Yeah. You said Jaish al-Fath are extremists, yeah? And we all know that Jaish al-Fath is an umbrella of rebels.
Okay.
Yeah? Part of them are Jaish al-Islam is part of them.
Okay.
Ahrar al-Sham used to be part of them. The Free Syrian
We're
Army
going
used to be
through
part of them.
the alphabet soup now.
So now you put in the whole Jaish al-Fath and say that they're extremists.
You like them,
Well,
don't you?
No, I don't like them. I'm not saying I like them.
I'm saying that you like them.
I don't like them. No, I'm not defending anyone.
one.
Listen.
Brother, why didn't anyone talk about the Saudis bombing Yemen? I just
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Let me speak.
Yeah, we're all friends.
So now you said Jaish al-Fath, yeah?
Where you going?
So now the Free Syrian Army is part of Jaish al-Fath. Do you agree with that? They are part of Jaish al-Fath, yeah? Like Harakatul Nuruddin Sidki, they used to be part of Jaish al-Fath. So now you're saying even the Free Syrian Army are extremists.
I'm saying there are extremist elements in the Free Syrian Army.
I agree. There is extremist elements. But now you're telling me the Free Syrian Army are extremists. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, did I mention them? Or what did I say?
You did mention them. You said Jaish
I
al-Fath.
think a lot of them are.
You said Jaish al-Fath.
I think a lot of them are.
Or like who? There are
The
more
people
than 20
that
groups.
ate somebody's liver on a video.
Listen, there are more than 20
That was quite
groups.
an extreme. Yeah, exactly.
There are more than 20 groups.
You're saying the same thing that I said.
Listen,
it's a broad spectrum.
there is Jaish al-Nasr.
Yeah.
There is Jaish al-Izza.
Yeah.
Normally they operate in Hama.
Got to catch them all.
So listen. So what I'm saying is, so tell me who are the extremists that you're saying? Forget about ISIS. Forget about all the
You'll know
extremist
them
elements.
by their fruits, the ones that execute people on the video and
I don't
eat
agree
their
with that.
liver out.
I
We
don't
can
agree
tell
with
they're
that.
extreme.
I don't-
Yes, they're extreme
I
too.
don't agree with
Yes.
that.
They have agendas as well, just like
let me
killing babies and bombing babies.
Mind the
and
camera, by
everything.
the way,
let me speak.
I'm with you all the way on that. And the extremists that I am, just a little bit out of the way, sorry, buddy, that I'm most critical of are the extremists that pitch up every time there is a war or a jihad against one of America's enemies, because they were in the Soviet Union and they were in Afghanistan. When you had a Soviet sympathetic leader in Afghanistan, they showed up for a jihad. In Yugoslavia, they showed up for a jihad. Yugoslavia was another ally of Bashar al-Assad, an ally of Russia and Iran. There's a jihad on to get him. No one is on their way for a jihad in China, where the Muslims are in concentration camps, apparently. No one's on the way to the Central African Republic, where Muslims are being massacred. No one's on the way to Burma, where Muslims are being massacred. And in Bahrain, where there's a Arab Spring, Saudi Arabia are funding the army. They're funding the army and the regime in Bahrain, but they're funding the rebels in Syria.
If you believe this is a jihad and it's for religion, you're far away from the truth.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm saying that it's a bogus jihad.
Okay,
We're on the same page.
It's all political agendas, we all know.
Yes, I hope you can see now that we're on a similar page here.
We're on a similar track.
I just worried about what you said, to dismiss it completely and say they're all Israelis. I saw tattoos so that they can't be Muslims.
When I didn't say dismiss it. What I'm saying is, because one small fraction, one small tiny fraction of mad, maybe some of them are Muslims, maybe some are not. You can't go and paint a whole portrait over the whole Islam.
Of course.
That's my point.
Of course.
You understand?
Exactly.
I'm not saying, dismiss them. No, you can't. We're human beings. Listen, by nature, we fight for good. By nature, we stand for good. Right or wrong? It's nature.
Whoever created them, that is their objective. Their objective is to give you
But not all of us, my brother.
a messed up version of Islam.
Small
That's their
fraction.
objective.
Yes,
Whether to fight or not,
I've no
that
doubt.
was the final objective, but they made it.
But you can be a useful idiot, you know, and I can pit people against each other. And the fact that Muslims are killing Muslims, or so-called Muslims are killing Muslims, is the biggest heartbreak in the Middle East.
Listen. Do you know that ISIS kills more Muslims than non-Muslims?
Of course it does. Yes, I do.
Agree with
Yes,
that?
I do. Yes.
So how can you say that ISIS represents Islam? Because as a Muslim,
How can I say what?
how can you say that ISIS represents all the Muslims? Because
I didn't say that.
Let me speak. As a Muslims, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that extremism destroys people. Yeah. So our religion is against extremism. We have to be in the middle path. Yeah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قد جعل الله Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said you have to be in the wasat. Wasat means that you have to be in the middle. Yeah. You can't go both extremes.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me that ISIS, who are, as a Muslims, we know that they are Khawarij, the dogs of the hellfire, and they cannot represent the Muslims. So you're telling me now, even the Free Syrian Army, who are fighting against Bashar al-Assad, who killed 500,000 people of his own, and now you're telling me they are extremists.
Some of them are.
I agree with. I'm not saying they are all extremists. Yeah. Like you said, some of them are.
And Bashar al-Assad even let extremists out of jail,
everywhere.
so he could say the extremists are getting me.
Even in Christians, there are extremists. There are extremists everywhere. Yeah. So all I'm saying to you is, next time, please, don't say all Muslims are extremists.
I never said that, but I didn't say it.
Represents Islam.
Sorry, did anyone hear me say that?
There are Muslims here. Nobody likes ISIS.
And I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
They will kill
I
you.
know. Yes. So in my mind, we have a mind reader here.
I know.
I'm thinking of a card. No, you're not reading my mind, sir.
Because your mind,
yes.
You white people in your mind, we are terrorists.
You, in your mind, you white people. I just told you that I'm from Ireland. I grew up with a history of terrorism.
You came in my country without the passport.
Which country are you from?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it matters where I'm from.
India.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Salim.
Julian. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Give me one that time.